So in this lecture, we are going to talk about the technologies used in IoT, that is the Internet of Things. So there are many technologies being used, and we'll discuss about some of the technologies briefly, and then we will discuss in detail in the coming lectures. So these are some of the technologies that are used frequently in IoT. So we have here low energy Bluetooth, Zigbee, NFC, as well as low power Wi-Fi. So you can see here the frequency, that is the spectrum of all these protocols and technologies that are used in megahertz. So you can see here low energy Bluetooth is 2400 to 2482. Zigbee has multiple bands. NFC is 13.56. Low power Wi-Fi is again 2400 to 2500. You can see the number of channels as well: 3, 16, 1 and 3 again. The type of modulation that is being used, that is GFSK in Zigbee, BPSK and QPSK, NFC, ASK and low power Wi-Fi 64 form, that is Quadrature Amplitude Modulation. So the students of digital communication must have studied some of these modulation techniques. The maximum potential data rate is also specified here. In low energy Bluetooth we have 1 Mbps, in Zigbee we have 250 kbps, NFC we have 424 kbps, and in Wi-Fi we have the highest, that is 54 Mbps. Range, for Bluetooth we have around 10 meter, Zigbee we can have 100 plus meter, NFC it's a very short range communication, only 10 centimeter, and Wi-Fi is around 30 meter. The power profile, so what does power profile basically mean? Since we are talking about IoT devices, things, so these devices are also supposed to be portable. So the devices that use Bluetooth technology or communication protocol can run up to days, Zigbee for even months and years, NFC also months and years, while Wi-Fi few hours only. So you see the Wi-Fi, in the case of Wi-Fi we have the maximum power consumption. If we talk about complexity, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi are slightly complex, while Zigbee and NFC are quite simple. If we talk about the nodes and master, then in low energy Bluetooth we can have a maximum of up to 7. In Zigbee we can have around 65,000. In NFC we can have 1 plus 1, and in low power Wi-Fi we don't have any nodes or master. Then as far as we are concerned about the extendability, Bluetooth cannot be extended further, Zigbee can be expanded further, NFC cannot be extended further, while low power Wi-Fi can be extended further. So let's go over these technologies one by one quite briefly. So NFC is basically near field communication. So what is NFC? It is a short range, high frequency wireless communication technology that enables the exchange of data between devices within a 10 centimeter distance from each other. So you can see here the distance of communication is quite short. NFC is an upgrade to the existing proximity card standard, that is RFID. So RFID and NFC are same. They are the same protocols. Only difference is RFID can operate at a certain range, while NFC is a kind of a contact basis technology. So this allows users to seamlessly share content between digital devices, pay bills wirelessly, or even use their cell phones as an electronic traveling ticket using existing contactless infrastructure. For example, one of the biggest examples is your smart card or the metro. So that is NFC based. The significant advantage of NFC over Bluetooth is the shorter setup time. Instead of performing manual configurations to identify Bluetooth devices, the connection between two NFC devices is under 1/10 of a second. So this is a very important point. The connection establishment between the two devices that are communicating. Due to its shorter range, NFC also provides a higher degree of security than Bluetooth and makes NFC suitable for crowded areas, where correlating a signal with its transmitting physical device might otherwise prove impossible. So because NFC has a very short range of communication, you can easily use the NFC technology without having to actually try to find the signal of the transmitting physical device. For instance, in case of Bluetooth, if two Bluetooth devices are connected to each other, they can operate at a range. And in a crowded area, it's very difficult to find out with which Bluetooth device you are connected to. But in NFC, you have to go to that device and then only the communication is going to take place. Then applications of NFC include access control, which provides additional security over traditional RFID tags, consumer electronics implementing pay for use or smart debit functionality like your Metro cards, healthcare for secure identification of medical equipment, information collection and exchange from smart posters, loyalty cards and coupons, mobile payments, transportation toll collection, and electronic passports. So these are some of the applications where NFC profile and technology can be used. Next, let's talk about Zigbee. So Zigbee is basically a specification for a suite of high-level communication protocols used to create a personal area network built from small, low-power digital radios. So this is basically based on the IEEE 802.1.15.4 standard. Though its low power consumption limits transmission distances to 10 to 100 meters, depending on the power output and environmental characteristics, Zigbee devices can transmit data over long distances by passing data through a mesh network of intermediate devices to reach more distant ones. So Zigbee is low power and it actually has a short range. It does not have a very huge range, but we can kind of create a mesh network using Zigbee, meaning we can attach multiple Zigbee devices together at a specific range for communicating from this point to this point, right? So the Zigbee devices, these Zigbee devices, they will be obviously in the operating range of around 10 to 100 meters, but say this distance is quite long. So using this mesh network technique, we can communicate from this device to this device. So Zigbee is usually used in low data rate applications that require long battery life since it has a low power consumption profile, and secure networking. So it has a defined rate of around 250 kbps, best suited for intermittent data transmissions from a sensor or input device. So some of the applications include home entertainment, control, automatic meter reading, lighting, heating, alarm security, goods health status monitoring, low power wireless sensor networks, industrial control like energy management, asset tracking or active RFID, embedded sensing, hospital and patient care, medical data collection, smoke and intruder warning, as well as building or home automation. So anywhere where the data has to be transmitted wirelessly, Zigbee can be used. So our next technology is the Bluetooth technology, which I'm sure you all are familiar with. So Bluetooth is basically a wireless protocol for exchanging data over short distances from fixed and mobile devices, kind of creating a personal area network. Bluetooth devices have two important parameters, class and supported profiles. Class signifies the distance at which a Bluetooth connection is possible. So most mobile devices are class 2, which means they have a range of up to 10 meter. And class 1 devices are very rare and have a range up to 100 meter. And there's one more class, that is the class 3, which has a range of only 1 meter. So we rarely use these devices as well. Then there is something called as a Bluetooth profile. So it is the type of Bluetooth connection. So you have a lot of Bluetooth devices available. So every Bluetooth devices has a specific profile. So the most common one are the headset, that is the HSP, and hands-free, that is the HFP profile that enables the device to connect to a wireless headset or a hands-free device. Some other profiles are OBEX, Object Exchange, which allows transfer of files, contacts, and even events. So some of the applications of Bluetooth are: it supports for three general applications: data and voice access points. So Bluetooth facilitates real-time voice and data transmission by providing effortless wireless connection of portable and stationary communication devices. Cable replacement, that is, we are actually removing the wired connections. So Bluetooth eliminates the need for numerous, often proprietary cable attachments for connection of practically any kind of communication device. So you have seen this in your day-to-day life usage as well. Earlier you used to mostly connect your mobile to the laptop or the PC using a data cable, but now you have Bluetooth options, you have Wi-Fi options. So connections are instant in this case and are maintained even when devices are not within line of sight. But yes, they are limited by a particular range. The range of each radio is generally 10 meter, but yes, this can be extended to 100 meter with an optional amplifier. Ad hoc networking. A device equipped with a Bluetooth radio can establish instant connection to another Bluetooth radio as soon as it comes into range. So this is kind of an ad hoc networking. Like you create a hotspot network using Bluetooth. So that is an example of ad hoc networking.